This episode starts off with a younger Takamura flatlining someone, send this man to see Jesus Christ and pulled back down his soul in agony, seen through the character lens of Coach Kamogawa, as he sees the raw potential this godly specimen has in his body. I mean, young Takamura was so much of a demon, he could see the championship belt. This man isn't trained, his aura is that powerful. Had this old man glazing moments after seeing it, that is a god right here. So apparently Kamogawa is supposed to be giving an interview about the humble origins of our GOAT Takamura to this woman right here, of how Takamura will become the legend, which Takamura quickly steals because number one, he is like that, and number two, it technically is his origin story, so he should tell it. Now I do wonder what will happen in that room. But that being said, however, Takamura is labelled as the gym's saviour, the pride of the gym, in a way, with Ippo wanting to know the details before getting torn a new arsehole by Kamogawa, because the only Takamura glazes are me and him, as he stares at a picture of him in celebration. Before we go into the past, where our story really begins, as Kamogawa watches Takamura execute thugs. I mean, what the hell did they do? But I can't imagine they didn't deserve death. Kamogawa stops Takamura from committing murder and feels him up, which despite sounding ridiculous, shows our favourite old man that he is built like a freight train and has all the potential in the world, giving him an opportunity to come to Kamogawa boxing gym, praising the idea of him knocking the daylights out of someone. It seems like Takamura has no interest, but eventually he bites, much to our joy, let's be honest, as he takes him there in quite the celebration, because like I said, the second he saw him, the belt was visible. Now despite the lack of form that Takamura has, it's clear to everyone he is a monster, throwing ridiculous KSI haymakers at the punching bag like it owes him money or something. You think he was taking it personally? Now Takamura thinks he's ready for a spar, even asking Miyata's father, which surprisingly didn't happen, because number one, he retired after his jaw got broken, haha. Number two, Takamura just put a sock on it, with Kamogawa giving him a route before he starts running, taking 30 minutes until everyone realizes this is a monster in the making. Takamura over here thinks he gets to sleep, just to find out Kamogawa is outside his house, ready and willing, goading him into training, telling the man, are you gonna run away like a little puss? That's what I thought, bro. I mean, he was gonna train him to punch, but maybe Takamura doesn't have the balls. But our resident friend does not tolerate that behavior, running towards the gym, as he's given a simplistic task of only using his left jab, much to Takamura's annoyance, who decides to throw his right in anger. Talk about not looking back in anger, am I right? Takamura at this point is a man with a fork in a world of soup, pointless and a bit dull. With sharpening, he could work, as Kamogawa ties the entire man's side down just so he has to use his left, which is crazy disrespectful by the way, but it's all in the game, guys. With another skip into Takamura being forced to run, and then we skip into the next day with Kamogawa ready and willing, forcing Takamura to keep the same training schedule, using his left to strengthen it and make it more dominant, leaving for a while and returning with Miyata's father, and who I assume to be a younger Miyata, but I can't really tell, as we see the chaos Takamura has managed to do in the span of a few hours, having layered the entire gym with less than appropriate posters, shall we say, which has gathered quite the crowd, with some nobodies who notice the old man's appearance and his visibly growing and most certainly terrifying fury that he is not concealing. I'm just saying, guys, if this was my boxing gym, I would respect the creative aspect. Perhaps it will motivate some of the members, but I would also execute Takamura with a handgun. Now Kamogawa doesn't do exactly that. Instead, he rewards the Lord of Perverts with the most generous and nice new training regimen. The regimen being very fun. If you consider dragging an old man and his scooter up a hill, then yeah, pretty damn fun. And for some montage begins as Takamura locks the hell in, as each day stops and starts with Kamogawa always ready and waiting for him to train, as we can see him getting faster and his strength visibly increasing, as now he's able to drag the same scooter with two people, as his left jab becomes more efficient and powerful. The old man is even waiting in a little raincoat. You can see how important this is to him, and if you saw someone with unlimited potential, you'd want to hone it, wouldn't you? I mean, he's even chasing the man with a scooter as they kind of bicker, with Takamura complaining about his lack of training, but it's all the old man's master plan, you see. They just don't know it yet. I mean, he's able to stay far ahead so Kamogawa doesn't run him over, which would be terrible, let's be honest. We're in the shower now, and Takamura shows his visible muscle growth before he strips fully naked to show his size off, with the other two guys giving him an applause, which is outrageous glazing, let's be honest. Listen, I know Takamura, you're confident, but you may get humbled one day. Subtle foreshadowing, by the way. But seriously, why the hell did these two guys start clapping? Get off it, bro. Takamura sneakily hides behind the door as he finds out that Kamogawa is sick and probably has a fever, which causes him not to show up at Takamura's house for training the next day, much to his enjoyment, as it allows him to have a nice sleep instead of dealing with Kamogawa, until he realizes that he can't sleep because he's so used to that routine, going off on his morning run, heading to the gym, and actually sticking with Kamogawa's teachings, much to the old man's joy, talking about how he's evolved as he actually focuses on the training instead of slacking off, and all is well. So clearly our main man is growing as a person, but also a boxer. But all that credibility is thrown out the window when Kamogawa notices the posters, and he tries to tear the man a new arsehole again, before Takamura furiously declares he does not care and he will train even if Kamogawa doesn't show.
I like that.
Which is actually what the old man wants, as he smiles in probable appreciation. Takamura also finds out that Kamogawa is more energetic because of him. Apparently Takamura has given him his second wind, and it's also this scene where we see the mutual respect, which is a key factor throughout the entire series, by the way. And then it's decided 3 months from now, Mamoru Takamura will make his professional boxing debut, giving the man no sparring, only forcing him to do the basics. It sounds like he's setting him up for failure. I mean, he's provided the man with nothing. Is this game supposed to be rigged from the start? Kamogawa, is this a Fallout New Vegas reference? But the old man remains unfazed, even if Takamura's opponent sounds impressive. Apparently he's fast and he's undefeated. It is only 4 fights, but you know, still undefeated. And we're finally in the boxing ring for the professional debut of Takamura. Will the lights be considered too bright for our resident demon? Or will he perform to the lofty expectations that Kamogawa has for him? Takamura isn't scared, but he knows boxing isn't a game and it will be a challenge. Kamogawa, on the other hand, doesn't think Takamura is scared at all. He thinks he's just playing up to the crowd a little bit. He doesn't think sparring was relevant. Kamogawa couldn't care less. He is fearing for the opponent's life. Just a heads up, but if your manager's opponent is scared for you, it's not time to put the fries in the bag. It's time to vanish in the puff of smoke, because you're going to be on a tombstone, or bring a gun into the fight maybe. Talking about how Takamura has a round or so as the fight begins, with no named trash can going on the offensive, with Takamura barely slipping out the way before realizing it's a 1-2. Fearing he cannot dodge it, is our boy really done this early? But then he dodges using his legs, much to his own surprise, charging in like a raging bull on steroids, just to find once again that his opponent doesn't seem to be faster than him. In fact, it's quite the opposite. Takamura seems way faster, countering Trash Can's punch with a left jab, surprising himself again. Now you can see the clock ticking in his head, the cogs turning, as he begins to realize what it was all for, delivering another jab to his face, causing this man to stumble. This man wants out after 2 jabs.
He's a pussy.
Listen, if you're in the ring with Takamura, just bring a gun and shoot yourself. The clock has ticked fully as Takamura realizes what all this training was for, what it all meant. Master the basics and you will become God himself. Probably, I don't know. And guys, it's crunch time, as Takamura gives one of the most sinister looking grins of all time, as Kamogawa knows this man is about to die, stepping in with one last jab before throwing an ungodly, disturbing, and you know what, outright violent right, shattering his opponent instantly. Zoom in on that face for a moment. Has him looking like an abnormal titan. What the hell is that? As the trash burglar flies across the ring, his soul leaving his entire body as Satan himself takes it. Only 1 count happening before the ref realizes he could count to 100. This man ain't ever waking up. As the bell rings, took 4 punches to cement his legacy, becoming a legend. This monster, this is why you bring a gun, guys, because if you don't, you perish in pain. Takamura's debut victory, coming with a knockout in 25 seconds. The monster has been unleashed into the boxing ring, and the world will never be the same. Kamogawa acknowledges his strength, warning him of the long road ahead, as Takamura proudly declares he will take the man to the world title he dreams of, doing his patented corner stance, with his opponent probably dying or still dead. By the way, I literally forgot this guy's name. I didn't even remember it. That's how irrelevant he was. Just a piece on Takamura's massive puzzle, am I right? As the crowd cheers him, acknowledging the potential, the power, as we skip to the aftermath, with Takamura painting the gym yellow, which Kamogawa actually likes, and then the beautiful reminiscing scenes ends with him staring at the poster of Takamura's success, as everyone in the room hears mysterious sounds as they walk in on Takamura trying to get frisky with the reporter, before Kamogawa beats him lifelessly for having the audacity to try something so crazy. The moral of the story is don't be horny, and he is the son Kamogawa never had. Takamura's story began, and then he went on to solo every anime ever at the end.